Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To those guests who've just joined us, welcome. Our next stop is the Magic Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching our station at the entrance to Main Street, USA, gateway to the 7 theme lands of the Magic Kingdom.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard the Monday Morning Monorail Podcast. This is Justin Monorail, and with me across the table is...
Samantha Monorail.
Ha-ha! Got her. And joining us live via Monorail satellite is one Landon the Dawes Doan. Landon Monorail, if you will. He is here. Welcome to the show, Landon.
I think I prefer the term Landon Doan -monorail. Thank you very much.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You can be modern and hyphenate your name.
He's a strong
Thank
woman.
He is.
Mm-hmm. I am, which, by the way, you said a couple episodes ago I wasn't Sam, so what's up with that?
I was just kidding. It was a joke.
Well, I want to welcome you back. Today is episode number 14 of Monday Morning Monorail, and today is July the 23rd? Is that right? Yeah, nailed it.
Not really.
Stuck the landing, everybody.
Yeah, that was kind of, I was just throwing a dart, and luckily I hit the target.
We are currently on vacation.
That's right. We're in Savannah, and this recording is coming from the past.
Woo.
But that's a secret. Don't tell people. That's behind the curtain. Today we're continuing our discussion about planning a Walt Disney World vacation, and this is really focusing on picking the right resort for you. In our previous episode, we talked about value resorts. Today, we're talking moderates, so we're classing it up, guys.
Ooh.
Get your pocketbooks out.
Ooh, it's not that bad, is it?
Well, we're about to find out.
I guess so.
Okay, so moderate resorts are considered the mid-level hotels at Walt Disney World. They've got bigger rooms, and they've got more amenities. And the standard rooms at a moderate are a little over 300. They usually have queen-size beds instead of full-size beds. In addition to that, you usually can get like 5 people in a room as opposed to squeezing 4 in. They're a little more spacious and a little more comfortable if you have 5 in your party, is what I would say. You might also be interested to know that some of the moderates have very fancy specific rooms, like at the Caribbean Beach Resort or the Port Orleans Resorts. The Caribbean Beach Resort has pirate rooms,
Ooh.
while Riverside has Princess and Frog rooms.
Aww.
Right.
And beignets?
Not nearly as cool as Pirates, but still cool.
They do offer beignets at the Port Orleans Resorts, yes.
Aw,
Yeah.
Tiana's making beignets.
That's right. Typically, the lobbies at each resort are going to contain gift shops, arcades, food courts, and a table service. The lone exception is the Port Orleans French Quarter, which has no table service. Caribbean Beach has a simple pool bar, and all other moderates have a full-service lounge near the lobby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So stepping it up. So some differences. Table service, lounge, usually interior type rooms,
Workout
larger
areas?
rooms.
Fitness rooms?
We'll find out.
I keep getting in trouble today.
All right. So again, I mentioned it before. I pulled a lot of my information from several different websites. We're using wdwinfo.com, touringplans.com. We're using the official Walt Disney World website, and then allears.net. The ranking system that I'm referring to as I go through the order of these resorts is based on the touringplans.com staff and reader ranking. So they rate the number 1 moderate resort as Disney's Port Orleans French Quarter.
Ah, okay.
So this is considered to be in the Disney Springs area of the resort. And if you want to know what it's kind of themed around, it's kind of in the name, New Orleans and Mardi Gras.
I get it now.
If you look around, you're going to see like carnival masks. You're going to see, you will see a trombone playing alligator.
Nice.
I expect nothing less from Disney. Let's just be completely honest.
Yes.
And then the Sassagoula River runs through the back of the resort and goes up the river to Riverside and down river to the Disney Springs.
So is this one more like a hotel where the rooms are on the interior,
Actually,
or a motel?
No, these rooms are actually exterior.
Okay.
Yeah. And there are 3 different types of rooms at this resort. Standard view, which is usually going to give you a view of the parking lot. Garden view, you're going to have a room of the view of the inner streets of the hotel. And then water view, you're going to be looking out at either a pool or the Sassagoula, which is fun to say.
Yeah, I can tell you really enjoy saying that. What's the name of that river one more time?
Sassagoula. It's sassy.
Yeah.
This resort has about...
Say it again. Mufasa.
Sassagoula.
Mufasa.
This resort has about 1,000 guest rooms. So again, it's pretty large. And the prices. Let's talk about prices because that's important.
Yes.
Standard view rooms going to range from about $200 and on holidays up to $300, all the way up to the king bed rooms that are going for about $230, all the way up to about, let's say, $350. What's $350 between friends?
Yeah.
So
Not a good deal.
Yeah, exactly.
if you compare it back, we had All-Star Resorts priced at a low price of about $97. This is $100 more than that. So obviously, if you're talking about a 5-night stay, you're throwing in another $1,000.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it's not that exciting.
Yeah, it's a little
That's a
hard
lot
to
of
swallow
money.
right there.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about having a romantic stay if you were coming in for an anniversary or maybe celebrating a new wedding, or maybe you're just a couple who's, you know, got the stars, the hearts in your eyes and you're in love. This is a nice romantic resort. It's quiet and there are fountains. It has a nice landscape. So, and the river's nice for a romantic evening walk. So this can be a nice fancy place for you to go with your loved one.
So it's not really like as kid friendly.
Well, interesting question. There is a game room. They've got a playground.
Who says older people don't like to play games?
They've got a big
Yeah.
dragon water slide for the pool. So
Ooh, a water slide for your dragons. That's cool.
what's important to me? Dining. So let's talk about dining.
I have an idea, or I have a thought of what it is. Creole, Cajun, lots of shrimp, stuff like that, right?
Well,
Am I going to be able to get some red beans and rice?
Yeah,
Yes.
I believe that you will. So the Sassagoula Float Works and Food Factory is a food court where you can dine from 6 a.m. to midnight. Or you can go over to the Port Orleans Riverside, which is nearby, and have dinner at Boatwright's. And then there's also the Sassagoula Pizza Express, which will deliver pizza to your room. There is a lounge called Scat Cat's Lounge and one pool bar. Scat Cat's is located in the main lobby building. So, yes, the Sassagoula Float Works, it does have French-related food. Did you pull up a menu? Are you looking at it?
No, but I
Oh,
can.
I thought you did. While you do that, I'll talk a little bit about the dining, or shopping. The shopping is at Jackson Square, and that's also located in the main building. It sells Disney memorabilia as well as hotel memorabilia, and then you can get all the things you need from a standpoint of just daily needs, stamps, medication, film, because people do use that sometimes.
Okay, Grandpa.
Yeah.
Tell us about the menu at Sassagoula Floatworks.
So gumbo, shrimp and grits, pastas. They have jambalaya, a rice bowl where you can put pulled pork, catfish, or shrimp in it.
Mhm.
Put some beans in there and some Cajun, dirty, or white rice.
There you go. There's your red beans
Oh,
and
baby.
rice.
And then they have a blackened ribeye too.
Ooh.
Oh, set 'em up country music. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So they actually have some pretty good
Whew.
sounding food, and I am starving.
Yeah, I was going to say, anybody else all of a sudden just famished?
I'm so hungry.
Let's talk about recreation. After you're full of all that food, you're certainly gonna want to go swim in in the heated pool. It's called Doubloon Lagoon, and like I mentioned, there's a Mardi Gras dragon slide, and there's also an alligator band that's playing or shooting water over on the side of the pool. There is a hot tub. That's another thing to mention. Moderate resorts have hot tubs, and values don't.
So that way, in July, when you're sweating to death, you could go sweat to death in water.
Exactly. Why not?
Yeah.
But hey, after being drug around a park for 13 hours by your significant other, it might feel good to sit in a hot tub.
That's true.
Yeah, relax those muscles.
Exactly.
This resort actually also offers complimentary transportation to the championship golf courses that Disney offers.
Oh, nice. Yep. I'd like to go and golf there.
And then they have bike rentals. They have a marina. They have Surrey bikes. You can go fishing. They do fishing excursions.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Someone will take the fish off the hook for you?
Probably. It's guided, so I'm sure if you didn't want to touch the fish,
I don't
they'll
touch
do
fish.
it. Yeah.
I mean, I touch dead fish, like whenever they're filleted.
Touch them with your teeth.
Yeah.
But they do have an arcade as well, because that's important.
A fitness center?
To guys like me. You know, I didn't see that listed for this resort, so I'm going to say that they don't have a fitness center.
What's wrong with this place?
Okay, let's talk.
But they have bike rentals, so you can rent a bike and get your biking in that way.
That's true.
Yeah? Yeah?
Or you can go just take a swim in the Sassagoula. No, don't do that.
Yeah, please do not do that. Monday Morning Monorail is not responsible.
No. Let's talk transportation, because that's one of the things that's going to make this resort a little unique as well. From the Port Orleans French Quarter, you do have boats that will take you to Disney Springs.
Ah.
Yeah. Sometimes you might have to wait a while, so that's, of course, it's an option. That's just limited seating on the boats, but it's a different choice for transportation. Otherwise, it's buses to everywhere you want to go. But I like boats. I like riding the boats when I can. I think it's cool.
Is this the big paddle boat?
No, it's not a big paddle boat. It's the little. They look like it's like the Friendship launch boats that we've ridden.
Charter boat thing.
They look like they're almost like
20.
Imagine a Jungle Cruise boat, but a little bit longer, without like a smokestack. It's covered. It's got like bench seats.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
But it does show you the back of a waterfall.
I'm going to go ahead and talk about number 2 on the list, which is the Disney Port Orleans Riverside, because it's kind of the sister resort to the Port Orleans French Quarter. The Riverside is themed around Mississippi Bayou. So
they should have more alligators there.
Yeah, they should. They should have. I wonder if they've got. Oh, what's his name in Princess and the Frog? The alligator that plays the trumpet.
Yeah,
what's his name?
Old Trumpy McAlligator.
Yeah, that's his name. They should have him there. The Resort Commercial Center has a food court, a restaurant, and it carries a riverboat dock theme, as if you're booking a passage with the Sassagoula Steamboat Company. Boatwright's Dining Hall is located in there, and the food court, Riverside Mill, features an operating cotton press.
Oh.
It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
There are 3 styles of rooms: Magnolia Bend rooms, which are located in a plantation-style mansion home, Alligator Bayou rooms and rustic lodges, and special royal rooms can be found in the Magnolia Bend. And then the award-winning southern landscaping throughout the resort is meticulously maintained, apparently.
Yeah, I was going to say, just looking at some of the pictures, this looks like a really nice resort. Like this looks like the type of resort that even if you removed it out of the Disney bubble, you would still go to and be impressed with.
Yeah, I agree. It is really pretty.
Like this is something you could, I know it's New Orleans and Mardi Gras themed, but like just looking at the landscape and stuff like that, this is something you could see in like parts of South Carolina and North Carolina and places along the Gulf. I mean, this is a really nice looking resort.
Yeah.
It's like almost like a Dixie theme, just kind of in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The room rates are pretty in line with the French Quarter. You're talking about $200 for the baseline standard room, and then if you want to go all the way up to the Royal Guest Room, like with a pool view, you could pay upwards like $370 on the holidays. It goes all the way up to that, but low end of that would be about $250 for the pool view royal room. It's pretty nice. I mean, it definitely gives you some other options. The dining here is better because you actually have Boatwright's right there in addition to the food court, and Boatwright's is themed around the days of wooden boat building. So that's kind of interesting. The large it's including a large under construction hull that hangs from the ceiling. I guess it gets pretty busy. So you need to try to think about scheduling reservations there. But this dinner menu does feature Cajun specials fresh from the bayou.
Ooh.
I like Cajun food.
And then the Riverside Mill food court houses fascinating sets of massive working gears, which are powered by a large wheel. And they also, of course, have pizza delivery at night.
Oh, thank God you answered the most important question.
Then you've got a lounge. The River Roost Lounge is adjacent to boat rights, and it's themed to a cotton exchange trading room that seats about 100 people. It's got a full bar, live entertainment. This is where Yeehaw Bob plays, if you've ever heard about Yeehaw Bob. He's kind of a guest favorite because he's just real entertaining, puts on a really good show.
I've not heard of this guy.
Yeah, you should look up Yeehaw Bob.
I like Yeehaw beer.
Yeah.
That's a local beer.
Yeah, shout out to East Tennessee.
Yep. And then they do have a Muddy Rivers pool bar on Old Man Island.
Nice.
The shopping is Fulton's General Store, located in the Resort Commercial Center, adjacent to the River Roost Lounge. And there you can get all the things that you might expect at a Disney souvenir shop. Recreation, they have a main swimming area called Old Man Island, centrally located between the Bayou section and the mansions. And there's a large pool, a spa, hot tub, holds 8 people, a kiddie pool, and a wading pool, and a short but fun water slide. The pools and water slide are open all day. Apparently, the island now has a geyser at the main pool that shoots water through a pile of rocks and debris.
Oh.
So that's pretty cool.
Neat.
There are 5 leisure pools scattered throughout the resort, 3 in Alligator Bayou and 2 in Magnolia Bend, and they're open 24 hours. So those are going to be a little quieter than that main crazy pool with the geyser. And then you can also take a horse and carriage ride around the French Quarter Riverside.
Aww.
So
Isn't that
that's pretty nice.
sweet?
Just like the French Quarter, you can rent bikes and Surrey bikes, and you can jog. And then I mentioned you can fish at the French Quarter. You can fish here too, and I've got a little more detail. So there's a 2-hour guided fish trip that's available every day. It travels down the Sassagoula River and includes the use of rods, reel, and tackle. So there you go.
Okay.
And then they have a children's play area as well. So a lot of really cool things. I didn't even mention they've got a Bayou Pirate Adventure Cruise that you can do.
What?
Okay, I'm on board.
Yeah. It's a 2-hour adventure that includes a boat excursion and snack.
I like snacks.
Children
Hey,
aged
snacks are on. Wait.
children aged 4 to 10 are encouraged to join the crew. So they're going to become pirates.
What about children age 36?
Yeah. What about that age
You've
range?
already aged out of the pirate program.
30
That's
to
not fair.
40.
And then they also do movies under the stars. But here's the important thing. Apparently, they have one of the largest video arcades in Walt Disney World, the Medicine Show Arcade.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Yeah. So
And, I think the movies under the stars is kind of at all of the
they do it at a lot of the
resorts.
resorts. I haven't mentioned it, but I know they do it at some of the value resorts we talked about.
They did it at Art of
They definitely did it at
Animation.
Art of Animation.
Yeah, but it was cool because they did it at the pool.
Yeah.
And so you could be in the pool and watch the movie.
Yeah. It is pretty
That
neat.
sounds really cool.
Yeah.
And I guess on the other end of cool, I'm looking at pictures of the Medicine Show Arcade.
Really? Not really that impressive?
It's big and it has a lot of machines, but it I don't know. All the pictures I see just kind of emit an aura of sadness for some reason.
no. That is not what an
not
arcade
what you
should
want
do.
from your arcades.
No.
No.
Let's talk about transportation from Port Orleans, Riverside. You actually are going to be taking buses to the theme parks, but again, you can hop on a boat to get to Disney Springs. Those boats leave every 20 minutes, and they go from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., and then every 10 minutes from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. So,
Oh, okay. I was about to say it's weird that they stop running at 4 p.m., but then they up the number of boats, I guess, at 4 p.m.
yeah, exactly. You
Makes
get
sense.
Double the service. More people wanting to go over and have dinner and hang out at Disney Springs.
And then come home. Yep.
Yeah. So those are the Port Orleans hotels. I hear a lot of good things about them because for moderate resorts, they're on the smaller end, so the crowds are a little lower. They offer like Sam said, they do offer beignets.
Mickey-shaped ones, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, honestly, though, last week we talked about, on the episode last week, we talked about the value resorts.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of think that they're a lot more fun than these. The Port Orleans ones are pretty.
Yeah,
but
it's prettier theming. It's not the big animated, fun, goofy theming.
I like the goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the price point.
Right. These are more adult.
Yeah, that price point is.
Yeah.
Yes.
These are definitely more adult. You would call it a little more upscale. It's a little more sophisticated. But they offer a lot more amenities. You get the hot tubs, you get the lounge, you get the sit-down table service restaurant, you get some transportation variety, and the location's usually a little bit better. So, you don't have the crazy, ridiculous, silly, giant, bowling pins, around you, but or King Triton,
right?
or Ursula.
But I think that's part
Or
of
Roger Rabbit.
the fun of Disney is a little silly,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
I don't know but I think it's beautiful, and I would love to go eat Mickey shaped beignets.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my gosh.
I think they look really pretty. I'm actually really interested. I think someday I would like to stay at one of the Port Orleans resorts just to experience it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let us move along. Number 3 on the list is Disney's Coronado Springs Resort in the Animal Kingdom area. So this one is kind of interesting because the Coronado Springs Resort is a convention hotel.
Oh.
So a lot of times when conventions come into town, they're going to end up booking up a lot of rooms here. There is a 95,000 square foot convention center that includes a 60,214 square foot ballroom, as well as a full service business center. So this is where the businessmen go.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The foyer has a fountain in the center, and it's got a domed ceiling. And then there's soft pink glowing lights that open up into the dome itself. And a mural that depicts a gazebo with doves. The theming is the American Southwest, or northern Mexico.
Ooh, they're going to have good food.
Yeah. And let's see what else I want to say about the theming.
What about their pool? They have like an Aztec pyramid type thing that's a functioning water slide or water feature next to the pool.
They do, yeah. That's
that thing
one
looks
of the things,
awesome.
That's one of the things that's pretty neat at the pool. They do have like it almost looks like the Aztec pyramid at like the Mexico Pavilion in Epcot. Yeah. It has a waterfall that goes down it, and yeah, there's a water slide. It's pretty nice. It's very cool looking.
And fun little side note about this resort, while doing research for this podcast, I kept referring to it as the Colorado Springs Resort. So it is not the Colorado Springs Resort.
No, it is not.
That's for Disney Denver.
That's right. So one of the things I wanted to mention is that this is a really big resort. It's really, well, two things. One is it's huge. The other thing is it's under construction right now because they're building a brand new building.
I just saw that. Yeah.
And it's gonna
coming summer 2019.
Yeah, and that building's gonna be really pretty, really big and nice. But it's absolutely huge. There's an internal shuttle system that you can use to get between buildings in the resort because of how big it is. Yeah.
Jeez.
So it is large.
What does they think it is? The Atlanta airport?
Yeah, right. They need their own monorail.
Yo, dog, we heard you like monorails, so we put a monorail inside your hotel. No, different hotels.
Let's talk about room prices. So standard view rooms start at about $180 and can go up to around $300 in the holidays. And then you go all the way up to suites because it does offer suites. And those start around $430 during the value season and go all the way up to about $1,500 on the holidays. So
on a down season, these moderate resorts aren't like too expensive. If you got like the lower room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're
but I mean,
reasonable.
like Jay said, choosing when you go is always going to impact how much you end up spending on a Disney vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
It's much cheaper to go in the middle of February as it is, the middle of June.
Yeah, or into July.
I wasn't going to say that because, you ding-dongs decided to do that. But sure, that works too.
Hot and expensive.
Hey, that's what they say
Just how
about me.
Wait, never mind.
Oh my.
Let's
PG
talk.
podcast, PG.
Let's talk about food, because that's important. You mentioned that they probably had good food, and I'm here to tell you that they do. So dining. Number one is the Pepper Market. That's the food court. Seats about 400 people in an open-air market atmosphere. They serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner with standard fare, baked goods, pizza, pasta, burgers, and Mexican cuisine.
Ooh. By the way, one of my favorite things to eat, Mexican food-wise, is huevo rancheros. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I love them so much, but I do.
Muy bien.
I bet it's good there.
I bet it is. They also have a place called Cafe Rick's, located just off the lobby, and that place is a place where you can get egg and cheese sandwiches, quiche, paninis, and they serve gelato and fresh baked goods. There's a Maya Grill, which is operated by one of the premier restaurateur families of Mexico.
Ah.
It's a full-service restaurant featuring huge wood-fired grill, and it's seated around a Mayan temple replica. That's pretty cool. And they also feature
that does sound
wines from Mexico, Argentina, and Chile. I didn't skip that. Okay, Rick's Lounge is a 300-seat lounge offering specialty drinks and appetizers. And then
Wubba-lubba-dub-dub.
yeah, Siesta's Cantina is in the dig site pool area, so that's a pool restaurant. The Laguna Bar has some light bite options, and then they do have room service, which is something that we haven't really seen. Not full room service anyway at any of the other resorts yet.
I mean, outside of a pizza.
Outside of
And
pizza and
salads.
salad and beer.
Yeah.
But here they actually offer, this is like full-fledged room service. So, shopping, you can go to Panchito's Gifts and Sundries, 6,000 square foot souvenir shop. It's a big one. And it's named...
That's a big souvenir shop.
Yeah.
Do you know who Panchito is, or are you looking at it? You might already know the answer.
No, I don't.
He's one of the three Caballeros.
Caballeros.
Oh, the bird.
Mm-hmm.
Birds. Green, red, or
Donald.
Donald. Oh, that's right. It is Donald.
So inside the shop, they've got scenes painted from the Three Caballeros movie. Yeah, pretty cool. And there is a figure of a flying burro from the film.
Oh,
And
That means donkey.
it does.
Just FYI.
a flying donkey.
My 4.5 years of beginning Spanish paying off right there.
Recreation-wise, they've got a themed pool called the Dig Site, as well as quiet pools in each of the three regions. The Dig Site includes a 272,000-gallon pool, a bar called Siesta's, a sand volleyball court, and the largest outdoor hot tub on Walt Disney World property.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah. They've got an explorer's playground and an iguana arcade.
So you can take a bath with lots of people and then go to the Iguana Cafe.
Arcade.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yep, play some $4 Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
We mentioned the Dig Site has the Mayan pyramid and a spitting statue at the Dig Site. And water flows from the top of the pyramid down into the pool.
That's cool.
And then they have a Jaguar water slide.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah, the Jaguar water slide's 123 feet long and shoots under a spitting jaguar and is partially covered.
Ooh.
Whew.
Apparently, there's a walkway-type bridge which allows you to view people in the water slide from above. That's interesting, too. 3 quiet pools, and I mentioned they're located in the region's casitas, ranchos, and cabanas. And all 3 pools are more geared to the children.
So, when you say quiet pools, does that mean everyone has to keep it down when they're over
it's
there?
just, it's kind of one of those things like, you go to a library, you shouldn't be screaming at people. If you go to a quiet pool, you just know you're supposed to kind of keep it calm.
Oh, I thought they were themed after the John Krasinski movie A Quiet Place.
They are.
And if you were noisy, a monster would come and eat you.
Exactly, yeah.
Really weird tie-in from Disney. Did not see that one coming.
Yeah.
There is a marina located on the southern end of Lago Dorado near El Centro that has kayaks, pedal boats, electric boat rentals, and there are bicycles and Surrey bikes and fishing. You can fish here too. And then guess what? They do have a health club.
Well, looks like we're
Oh, man.
switching over to this place. Yeah, right.
Yeah, because Sam has to go lift or get her swole on or whatever it is people who work out say.
No, I don't know. I just like working out.
Way to be healthy.
She's ripped.
I'm so not ripped.
You're so jacked.
I love protein shakes.
You want my green drink?
Yes.
Now, transportation from Coronado Springs is bus only. So no boat, no butts. Just buses.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is
You
it
can't
a
touch
long
butt.
way from the parks like the other ones?
I can't picture exactly where Coronado Springs is right now.
You weren't prepared. I'm just kidding.
You kidding me?
Yeah, this man prepared a 120-page document for this for these podcasts, and I'm only exaggerating ever so slightly.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, excuse me for doing the pre-work so that we can do a good show.
Oh, I love it. I think it's great.
Okay.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. Let's move on. Before we do, Landon, any questions about that one? Anything that excited you about the Coronado Springs?
Colorado.
I mean, you mean the Colorado Springs?
Yeah, Colorado
Thank you very
Springs.
much. I obviously mentioned it before. I really dig the Inca or Maya Aztec pyramid water feature, but I mean, and I do dig the Three Caballeros shout outs and stuff throughout the hotel. But I mean, it's like for the price point, this might be a little bit more of a hard sell for me. Though
Okay.
the food probably would help because I can eat my weight in tostadas.
Yeah,
so.
man.
Yeah. I mean, anything with salsa is so good too. So that's just my opinion.
Broccoli with salsa? Delicious.
Yes, I would eat it.
Brussels sprouts?
I actually really like Brussels sprouts,
I know,
and I
I'm
would
just-
try them
I'm
with
just being
salsa.
Let's see if this one gets Landon excited. We're going to talk about number 4 on the list, which is Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort, or Caribbean Beach Resort if you're nasty.
Caribbean Queen.
The Caribbean Beach Resort is a lush tropical paradise on the grounds of Walt Disney World, located near Epcot and the Hollywood Studios and Disney Springs. Of course, it's themed around, what do you think?
Colorado Springs. Wait, no, that's the other resort.
It's themed around the Little Mermaid.
No, the Caribbean. Let's just say the Caribbean. You're both wrong. You're so wrong.
Aw.
Darn.
This one has 2,112 guest rooms, 33 different 2-story buildings on the shores of a 42-acre lake.
Oh, is this the one that we tried to walk through the beachy?
No, that's Beach
pool?
Club.
Oh, I always get it confused with this.
I
one.
know. It's easy if you're just thinking about the names Caribbean Beach and Beach Clubs. I mean, they both say beach, so
Right.
I can't blame
But I
you.
mean, just looking at the layout of the hotel, like at least the outside, it's very scenic. Again,
Yeah.
going back to what we were saying about the Port Orleans resorts. I mean, they're just really gorgeous and pretty to look at.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
And this one has a lot of like pastel colored buildings and things like that. It really does kind of put you in mind of what you might see if you were to go to a place like Barbados or Martinique or Aruba or Jamaica.
Yeah, I mean,
Ooh, I
you
wanna
said it
take
right
you.
there. Like it really like makes you feel like you're in that area. Because I mean, looking at these pictures, I would not think this is Orlando, Florida. Like
Yeah.
I would think this is some like you said, Barbados type location.
Yeah. Well, the complex is broken up into 6 villages around, not just the ones I mentioned, but like Trinidad and Trinidad's north and south. Each of the 6 buildings has its own pool, each of the 6 villages has its own pool and white sand beach with hammocks and playground. So that's nice. Laundry facilities, bus stop, parking
So you
area.
can go lay on a hammock for a little while?
You could, absolutely.
I would do that.
Here's one thing to note. There are no elevators in any of the buildings.
Oh,
So
all of it's handicap accessible? Like
all
on
the first floor is.
Oh, okay.
I mean, so I guess they just, if you have any handicap concerns, you're going to be first
Oh,
floor.
I see. Wait, so that everything's stairs.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless you just want to scale the outside of the building, which I don't recommend.
I mean, why
That
not?
and fire poles.
The centerpiece of the resort is a 45-acre lake called Barefoot Bay, and it's surrounded by a 1.4-mile promenade, which connects the winding paths leading to all the guest rooms. So a lot of walking or bicycling, because you can rent bicycles here too. There's a picnic area, which is nice. and really pretty landscaping at this one.
It is really pretty. It looks nice.
Old Port Royal, also called Centertown, is the main activities area with Market Street, that's the food court, Shutters, the sit-down restaurant, Calypso Trading Post, and Straw Market shops. There's also, guess what, an arcade, Goomba Bay. Or Goombay. I said Goomba.
Uh-oh, Nintendo's going to sue somebody.
I know. And a large Spanish fort-themed pool with a water slide. So far, all the moderates have water slides. And a whirlpool. It's funny they called it three different...
One of them had a dragon water slide.
Oh, that's true.
So.
I've called it three different things: whirlpool, spa, and hot tub. We'll land on one of them at some point. Let's talk prices. Why don't we?
Why don't we?
Standard room starts at $166 and can go up to about $280 on the holidays. And this is where you can get the pirate rooms. And I know you want to get the pirate rooms.
They look like boats, the beds.
The beds are boats. That's awesome, and I want to do it.
Yeah, they start at $230 during value season and can go all the way up to about, let's say, $360.
Oh, that's awesome. The shade for the window, when you pull it, it has a Jolly Rogers on it.
Oh, that's
cool.
And the carpet even looks like planks on a ship.
I like it.
Yeah.
Damn, Disney, you're cool like that.
Dining. Old Port Royal features the Market Street Food Court. And there you can get, your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, whatever it may be. Those are a lot of standard kind of fare there. They also have Blue Runner, and I almost read it as Blade Runner pizza delivery.
Blade Runner.
Yep. Get your Blade Runner pizza at the Colorado Springs Resort, everybody.
Probably going to be delivered by a replicant.
Down the Casa Bonita River or whatever it was. Casa Vieja. Wait, no, that's not it either.
Sasagula.
There it is.
And then you can go and do a sit-down meal at Shutters, which is the table service restaurant adjacent to the food court.
They have a lot of yuca there. I like yuca. So.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, you would imagine, do they have jerk chicken? Are you looking at the menu?
Yeah, they did.
You got some
I
jerk
saw
chicken?
that.
Okay. I'm glad you got the menus covered. That's helpful.
Yeah, well, I like food a lot, so.
And you are hungry, so.
And I am very
still hungry.
Yeah, continuing to make us hungry.
You can do your shopping at the Calypso Trading Post and Calypso Straw Market. And then recreation, there are 9 pools at the Caribbean Beach Resort.
Ah.
And the main pool is
That's
pirate
a lot.
themed. Yeah. So, I do like pirate theme. I enjoy pirate theming. Pirates of the Caribbean is one of my favorites. So, this is very tempting as well. We got to plan like several more trips back to Walt Disney World so I can stay.
And it does say it's undergoing refurbishment right now.
Well, how do I want to say it this time? The Caribbean Beach Resort.
It's okay. You're from East Tennessee. We all understand you can't talk.
The Caribbean Beach Resort is also getting the Disney Skyliner.
Ah, nice.
So that's one of the things that's going to be adding to the appeal of staying at this place.
This might be something you'd have to look up. You might not know it off the top of your head. Where all is the Skyliner going to?
Well, as far as I can remember, I said it wrong before, so don't quote me. But I'm pretty sure the one station is at the Hollywood Studios in Epcot, and then it's going to stop at Caribbean Beach and Art of Animation.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my understanding. I could be totally wrong.
Yeah.
This is where you're going to hear me like drop in an edit of me saying, "The Skyliner goes to," and I'll say it right.
Yep. Hi guys, this is totally Justin and totally not edited in.
You can play volleyball at the Caribbean Beach Resort, and they have a game room called Goomba Bay. No, it's not. It's Goombay Goombay Games. Oh, and they do hair wrapping and face painting.
Oh, fun.
That's cool. Yeah. Transportation. So the Caribbean Beach Resort is large. It's all buses to the parks. I was wondering if they had a shuttle around the resort like the Coronado does, but I don't see that I took a note of that, so maybe not.
It's kind of disappointing that the Caribbean Beach Resort doesn't have a transportation option by water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Or a pirate ship. Oh, man, that'd be great.
Oh, they totally dropped the ball. Disney, what's up?
They weren't making calls to me when they were designing these places, obviously.
Well, going forward, they need to.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Disney, you got my details. Hit me up, man.
You're a highfalutin podcaster.
That's right. Okay, last one. And this is the Disney Fort Wilderness Resort Cabins. So I mentioned on the previous episode that I was going to talk a little bit more about Fort Wilderness, and now is the fun time when I get to do that. So this resort is very different than the experience you're going to get anywhere else, because this is like a really, well, it's a Disney-fied campground. If you like the idea...
So does that mean like the animals come out and sing and dance with you as opposed to, maul you and eat your food?
Well, they might. It depends on which animals they are, but they might come out and gnaw on you and then sing a song.
Oh, best of both worlds.
Yeah. The cabins, I wanted to say, they look like log cabins. I mean, it really does look like Lincoln logs. They're really nicely themed, and they usually, like, these have a little bit more room than just like a room at the All-Star or Pop Century. So you can usually fit about 6 people in one of these cabins. So they're a little bigger, a little more spacious. They've got kind of a unique setup. Really recommend that you kind of look at them and check them out because they're really interesting. And then, of course, the whole resort area is themed like kind of national park. It's pretty straightforward. What do you imagine when you think about a campground in the national park? That's what this is going to look like.
So can you get cabins with like kitchens
Yeah,
and stuff?
all of them have cabins, air conditioning, HD TVs, dining tables.
All of them have
All the
kitchens?
cabins. Yeah.
Dang, they all have HD TVs.
They all have HD and HBO.
That's my type of camping, y'all.
Now offering HBO.
Yeah, what's the Wi-Fi situation in this camp?
So
Y'all got a community Netflix password I can borrow?
probably.
Fort Wilderness, just like we mentioned about Coronado and the Caribbean Beach Resort, is very large. One of the things that you have to do when you're staying at the cabins or at the campsites is either rent a bike or a golf cart.
Ooh.
Wait, there's an option to rent a golf cart?
Yeah, man. I think that would be really cool.
Man, Disney truly is the most magical place on earth.
Yeah, and actually for like holidays and special events, a lot of people staying at Fort Wilderness do a golf cart parade. People will decorate their golf carts, and then they do a golf cart parade.
Shut up.
Oh, that's
I'm not kidding.
fantastic.
I'm
That's
not
the
kidding.
best.
That really does happen.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Now, so one of my least favorite things to do is hang out with bugs.
Well, they're bugs.
So, I mean, maybe
There
a
are bugs.
cabin would be okay, but, Disney takes care of bugs in the parks, and they get rid of all of the mosquitoes and stuff, so.
Yeah, and they're
They need to
friendly,
do
and
that.
Pixar makes movies about them.
Yeah.
It is a bug's life.
Hmm.
Okay, let's talk about the food, because I think this is pretty cool. In addition to being kind of just a unique setup that this is a campground, basically.
It's whatever you kill, so you have to hunt for your food.
You do have to hunt for your food. They give you a rifle. It's actually buckshot. You have to go out with No. They've got some really interesting dining options. The first, I always hear a lot about Trails End. It's a all-you-can-eat buffet location, and it's very reasonably priced. And, of course, the interior's exposed like log beams. It's oak tabletops. And it's, I don't know, first of all, buffet. You've got me sold already, but the fact that, they do breakfast and lunch and dinner, it just sounds really good. I'm and it's a reasonable price as compared to some of the buffets that you can do on property.
Yeah, it says brunch.
Brunch is good.
Breakfast,
that's what's up.
brunch, dinner.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
Get it right, honey.
They do have a musical review dinner called the Hoop-de-Doo Musical Review, where you have
Hoop-de-doo.
6 Wild West performers. They arrive on Stagecoach, sound effect only, to entertain the crowd inside Pioneer Hall. And I just hear it's really goofy. There's a lot of crowd participation, but the best part about the Hoop-de-Doo Musical Review is they bring you endless buckets of fried chicken and ribs.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this is clearly my favorite part of Disney.
Yeah.
Did you just say endless ribs?
Yeah, endless buckets of and
They
dessert-
come in buckets?
Buckets.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Heaven really is a place on earth.
But you just have to be, while you've got your mouth stuffed with ribs and chicken. You got to be clapping and singing along, and they might even pull
hoopty-dooing.
you up on stage for part of the show. So just be ready for that.
Hey, they're bringing me buckets of ribs, as many as I want. I'll do whatever they want.
There's another dinner show, which is Mickey's Backyard Barbecue Dinner Show, and it's along Bay Lake, and it's actually right along, like there's walls up where you can, where you would have looked over and seen River Country, the swimming, the park, the water park that's closed now. But this is a character experience, so Mickey, Minnie, Chip and Dale, and Goofy come out, and they play country music, and they dance, and I hear they play The Devil Went Down to Georgia, and Mickey dances with kids while they're playing it. That's kind of weird.
That is a little creepy.
But on the flip side, Chippendale's there, so everything's cool.
It's
Yep.
all good. They have a Meadow snack bar, which is quick service dining, and then they have Crockett's Tavern, which is a bar and lounge.
I wonder if we would get a discount.
At Crockett's, maybe. We have to wear our coonskin caps.
Coonskin hats, yeah.
The main gift shop is called the Settlement Trading Post, and gosh, the list of recreation, I don't know, we'll never be able to get to all the recreation you can do at Fort Wilderness, but it's really more than any other place because they have two video arcades,
Ooh.
Dang.
nightly campfire programs, they have Disney movies, they've got a beach, walking paths, biking, boating, canoeing. Of course, you can drive around on your golf cart, which is an attraction all by itself.
How much is it to rent a golf cart?
I don't have that information in front of me,
Okay.
but I'll tell you later. Water ski rentals, petting zoo, horseback riding, hay rides, fishing, tennis, basketball, and volleyball.
Wow.
Yeah, insane.
I mean, like, this sounds like if you want to go to Disney, but not actually go to Disney, stay right here because you'll just stay busy.
Yeah, you can do a campfire sing-along every night with Chip and Dale at the Meadow
God.
Train. Yeah, I mean, seriously, what else do you need? There is
Actually, yeah, that Chip and Dale thing, that put it over the top for me.
But I can tell you there's one thing you don't have, and that's a gym. Okay, so we did find out the golf cart rentals are $60 per day. Well, $59, but let's say $60 per day, and you have to be 16 to drive one. But it is per day.
What's the insurance options on these things?
I don't know. I think it must be included in that $60 because
I would hope so.
Okay, yeah.
you
I would really hope so because, by the way, take the insurance. You're going to drive it till the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
you can
Or at least I would. Like I'm going to park it in the lake somewhere. But as long as you have the insurance, you're okay.
Popping wheelies on it.
So
Exactly. Just pulling donuts like outside the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I think I didn't mention is there are two pools. There's a meadow swimming pool that's near the trading post in the middle of the resort, and then there's a smaller one called the Wilderness Swimming Pool, and it's kind of basic concrete square. It sounds like the pools aren't that fancy, but there's a lot of other things to entertain you, so it doesn't matter. And they do have a small playground. Those are the moderates. What do you guys think? What are your favorites? What are the highlights?
Well, for me, I think the Colorado.
The Colorado Springs?
I'm just
Yes.
kidding. The Coronado. I really like the food option, and I like the gym being there. But I think that the New Orleans ones are really pretty.
Port Orleans, yeah.
Yeah. I think all of them sound pretty cool, but I think the value resorts are just going to be a little more fun and goofy, and I'm kind of a fun and goofy type person. So I think even if I could fully afford those, or had the budget plan for it, I think I'd still want to stay at one of the value resorts.
Okay. Fair enough.
I would just go there to eat some of their food because it sounds much better.
Well, I think we sold Landon on the Fort Wilderness cabins with the Chip and Dale sing-alongs, but Landon, did I miss anything else?
And the HD TVs.
Oh, and the
Don't
HD
leave
TV.
those out. But all that being said, I'm going to echo a lot of what Sam said. All of the moderate resorts are very picturesque. I've said several times about the landscaping and the layout, how it's just like, it's pretty, for the lack of a better term. Very, very nice to look at. But at the same time, it's like, I'm still sold on all-star movies.
Okay.
for the price point and everything that they have going on, I would still stay at All-Star Movies of everything we've talked about so far in these couple episodes. But of the moderate, I would also go with the Colorado/Coronado Springs.
Well, I think that's interesting. I mean, obviously, like, there was nothing in the moderate range that really sold you on, like, jumping up to that higher price point. You just go with that value that you're getting at the All-Star Movies. That's fair.
I mean, I think the food sounds better at those places.
Yeah, they have table service restaurants.
But, like you guys said, we're going to be at the parks a lot. And so eating isn't... I mean, if I get a decent, some eggs and bacon for breakfast, I'm good.
Are you a fan of water slides? Because you're not going to have that at the values. So
I get it.
Pay $100 more a night.
Especially if you have a dragon
slide
with you.
That's right.
But
water slides for dragons.
It's fine without the water slides.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll do it for the moderate discussion. This was Planning a Walt Disney World Vacation Part 4, Subsection B. Focusing on the moderate resorts. We've got one more to go. We're going to talk about the deluxe, and we'll include a little bit about the deluxe villas, but really, as we talk about the deluxe, it's going to include that. So, Landon, thanks so much for joining us again for this segment. Again, if you want to hear more from Landon, he's at LANDOZ on Twitter. You can go to his website, which is buttmuchchips.com, and that will get you to all of his interesting, exciting, his variety. I would call them, they're the moderate resorts of podcasts, and they are
thanks
near fall. No, they're deluxe. Let's be honest, they're deluxe. You just don't have to pay the deluxe price because they're free. Near Fall Radio is a wrestling podcast that I sometimes co-star on and enjoy the conversation there. If you like fake fighting and dramatized men throwing each other around, it's good stuff.
Yes.
And then,
if you're into dudes hitting each other with folding chairs, boy, do I have a podcast for you.
Yeah, there you go. And then also Game of Thrones talk or GOT talk, and then you can hear it, which I didn't want to just skip over that, but if you're a fan of HBO and the award-winning series, you can listen to that. And then we both are on Nerd News Cafe. So lots of ways to find us, and we are at Morning Monorail on Twitter. And you can find us on all of the social medias. Just look for Monday Morning Monorail. We're out there. And we'd love to hear from you in the interim. Right now we're at Disney, so we may not be as responsive. But when we get back, we'll chat with all of you. So until next week.
I'm not at Disney, so feel free to hit me up on Twitter.
Well, until next week, thanks so much. We will see you on the next show.
Bye.
In transmission.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for riding with us today. We hope you enjoyed the journey, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, we want to hear from you. Send us questions, comments, and suggestions on Twitter at Morning Monorail. Our email address is mondaymorningmonorail@gmail.com. You can also call our voicemail at 407-917-2144. As we approach the station, gather your belongings and please watch your step as you exit.
See y'all real soon.